Oh, you know, Conrad with just 5 points. Oh, yeah, Barzal, 5 points as well. Mahalik, oh, you had a slow night, only a hat trick. In the last episode, I asked you guys for a nickname for our new first overall medium franchise defenseman, and everyone wants to call him the Rhino. Raimo Niittymaki? No. How about Rhino Niittymaki? I love it. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to your Stanley Cup champion Quebec Nordiques franchise mode. Just feels so damn good to say. Matthew Barzal reloaded and he is ready to go. He now signed a huge ticket, $11.9 million for 7 years. He's good to go, and not only that, he's the new face of the thumbnail. Shout out to my dude Alex for whipping that up. He said, hey man, I saw that Morgan Riley decided to go to Long Island, so I'm gonna whip you up a fresh thumbnail, and we got Matty Barzal on the cover, and I think it makes sense. He's been absolutely dominant for us, and he's here for the foreseeable future. He has been nothing but a point per game player for us. He's been so damn good, and in his career he is just over a point per game at 663 and 661 games played, but well over a point per game here, just a point per game, over a point per game, you guessed it, over a point per game, and look at this, 3 games in, a point per game. Also in the playoffs, one more time, point per game. Now, since we had a brother tandem on our Stanley Cup winning team, Nick Suzuki and Ryan Suzuki, who unfortunately is a scratch right now, I asked you guys in the comments, has that ever happened before? Has there ever been brothers on the same team that won a Stanley Cup? And I didn't even think the one that I should have known is Rob and Scott Niedermayer won it in 2007. Obviously, the Niedermayer brothers, they're from my home province, I should know that. And then NHL Ehlers said Maurice and Henry Richard won straight cups from 55 to 60. Dwayne and Brent Sutter won cups in 83, 84. And Frank and Peter Mahovlich won them in 71 and 73. So here we are dropping some knowledge here. Now you know. Now going back to the Rhino here, Jeremy in the comments, he says, I've never seen a franchise defenseman before. That's insane. At the start of NHL 20, there was so many medium franchise players, but they tuned it down. So having a medium franchise player, not only medium franchise, but a medium franchise defenseman, that is pretty insane. They're pretty rare. So at the time, I didn't know he was medium franchise. We just kind of lucked out by trading Mitch Marner, and boom, thus the Rhino is now a Quebec Nordique. But I'm super pumped on this guy. He's going to be an absolute beast for us. This guy shouts out his Instagram handle. He says, Niittymaki will grow so much by the deadline. My franchise player went from 82 to 87. So before you know it, Niittymaki will take over the top spot. So that's good to know, because Hampus Lindholm, he's been really good for us. I mean, he's a Stanley Cup champion. He's cheap enough, relatively cheap, I guess. But eventually, I want to have Nasty Nas and Rhino on our top pair. So that's kind of the plan, and hopefully that works out. If not, maybe even this year, next year, or the year after. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Rhino is like 86 overall at the end of this year. He's going to grow real fast. Now, before we get into the simulation, we have something to talk about, and that is our goaltending situation. The run that Tucker Tynan went on last year was absolutely incredible. It's going to go down as one of the best in NHL history. Regular season 23-2, playoffs 16-3 with 2 shutouts. Mind you, our offense did really step it up a notch, but regardless, he's a Stanley Cup champion and he was an absolute freak of nature. Now, if we go back to Askarov was supposed to be, and he still very well could be, depending on what I do this episode, he very well could be the starter, and he's kind of the guy that we wanted to eventually be the starter. And last year he was 38-16, and he's proven that he can be a legitimate NHL goalie, and he's very, very good. A record of 108, 59, and 10. Kind of very similar to Andrei Vasilevsky, you know, a young Russian goalie comes in, doesn't really struggle, always does pretty well, and then boom, has a year like this, and then he's just going to take off. He's only 23, so you could still see him grow. But the comment I want to bring up comes from Brandon Barenfeld. You guys know him. You guys love him. He's the beer guy and the hot dog guy in Section 203. He was the VP of hockey operations for the Seattle Storm Bears. He's been an assistant coach for your Quebec Nordiques, and he writes in the comments, he says, neither goalie grew last year, and that leads me to believe that neither one will, but at least Askarov is decent enough and overall to be a legitimate starter for right now. Tucker Tynan is only 84 overall, making over $6 million per year for 6 years, which is absolutely ludicrous. Well, let me stop you right there. Tynan's actually only making 4.5 for 6 years. So yeah, it's a lot of money for a backup, I feel ya. But going back to the comment here, his Askarov's only making $4 million for 2 years, and that would be very correct, 4 for 2. If you keep Tynan over Askarov, you will be in cap hell for a long time, which I don't really agree with because he's wrong on the Tynan contract, but I see what you're saying. He goes on to say, I would trade Jake Virtanen and put Ryan Suzuki in there, package Tynan and Virtanen for a top 4 defenseman, 83 or higher, with only 1 or 2 years left on his contract. You might be able to get a pick or a prospect in there, depending on trade value. Well, that is a lot to unwrap, because yes, right now, realistically, we could use another top 4 guy, but I would really like to play Niedermaki right here, but that's just not going to be the case. So does that mean he wants us to move Jeremy Poirier? I don't really want to move Poirier, but he's probably not good enough to play in the NHL. I mean, he's going to be carried by an insane team. If I can get an 83 or 84 overall guy here for 1 year, maybe a vet, maybe someone who, you know, is 35, 36 years old, 1 or 2 years left on his contract, who he can come to Quebec, try to win a Stanley Cup, maybe a D-man who's never won a cup, you know how we tried to win a cup with Henrik Lundqvist. Maybe we can try to do the same thing with another aging defenseman here, but someone to play with Cale Makar, and then once the Rhino is good to go, we'll move him up, and up, obviously. So I see what you're saying. I don't want to trade the goalies because I really want to go with the 1-2 punch, and it has worked. We've tried it last year. Obviously, we won the Stanley Cup, so I am not only going to put Tucker Tynan on the trading block, I'm going to throw Askarov on there as well. Goalies are weird in NHL 20. They're very strange. I've seen teams, I mean, you saw us with an 84 overall goaltender go on a crazy Stanley Cup run. I've seen teams go on cup runs that have, you know, an 82 overall goalie. Goalies are just weird. Fortunately for us, our offense is just so damn good, we can afford not to have a 90-plus overall goalie, but I've done some research. I've done some pre-scouting here. There's a few teams that could really use a goalie. Now, Montreal was on that list. However, I'm going to say no. We're not going to trade with Montreal, so that's going to be off the list. However, they do need a goalie in a bad way. I don't want to trade Tucker Tynan or Askarov, one of those attendees, to a team that already has, you know, 1 or 2 starting goalies. I don't want to do that. If I'm going to trade them, I want them to get full minutes, and we're just going to let Montreal fester here. They have no good goalies, and I'm going to let them. But a few other teams here, if we look at their prospect pool, maybe what can we get? So the Boston Bruins, they do not have a goalie, and they really need one. So what do they have? What could we get from the Boston Bruins here? Do they have any just insane prospects? Anyone, any other defenseman maybe? Maybe a defenseman that, you know, kind of like I mentioned, 83, 84 overall, an aging guy. Doesn't look like they have any real insane prospects that I'd like either. I need a prospect with like this much trade value, and unfortunately I don't think Boston's it, unless you want to go with Healy, but 24 years old, that doesn't seem that great. So I think we're going to move on from Boston. The next team was Buffalo. Here we go. They don't have a goaltender either, since they got rid of Hasek. He's now gone. So obviously you can see they don't have a goalie, and that sucks. What kind of prospects do they have here? Anyone that I can have a look at? This guy, if we go to the Quebec Nordiques Bible, you can see he was drafted 2nd overall in 2019. Link in the description if you want to have a look at the Bible for yourself. He's just a guy that I remember being picked very high. He turned out to be pretty good for Buffalo, still pretty young. Not really a stud prospect or a defenseman that really catches my eye, so I don't think Buffalo is going to be in the running to get one of our goalies. The next team is the Dallas Stars, who don't have any goaltending after Ben Bishop. They have no one. 71, 76 overall, 38 years old. He is basically toast, and they don't have anyone in the pipeline, not even a single soul. They're running with a 76 and a 71. So if we could help out the Dallas Stars, that might not be a bad idea. And they want to get rid of everybody, but we don't need an insane roster player here. We don't need that. And I can already see the comments telling me to go get Crosby, but we're going to just look away from that right now. And unfortunately, it looks like they're kind of in the same boat as well. I mean, Jake Gardiner is kind of that defenseman that I want. 1 year left at 4.9, but I'm not going to trade just Jake Gardiner for a stud goaltender. Obviously, you're going to have to get something along these lines. Anyone else? No real insane prospects. There's a few more teams, actually one more team that I really looked at, and that is the New York Islanders. Now, we've dealt with them a few times. You can see here the New York Islanders, they have some former players. Morgan Rielly, you might have heard of him. How's he doing here? He's got 3 points in 4 games. Good luck, Morgan Rielly. I wish you would have signed, but unfortunately the cap just couldn't happen, and he signed with the New York Islanders along with Dougie Hamilton. We've made a few trades with them. They got obviously Ty Smith as well. How's he doing? 0 points in 4 games. They signed him to a big ticket, just over $5 million for 6 years, so he got paid. The only player I'm really looking at here would be Pody. Now, he was drafted 5th overall. He's a big playmaker. Number 66, wearing... Oh, my God. That's not allowed. Can you do that? I don't know if you can wear Mario Lemieux's number 66. Same with Josh Hosang. He actually wore number 66 and got ridiculed for it. But, I mean, Pody is really the only player that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a trade that's going to be difficult to make because I don't really want to do it. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. But I do agree with upgrading the defense. However, I think we're going to get a little bit of simulation done, and then we're going to see where it all lands. Like, just trying to see if there's any defensemen that are like 84 overall who, you know, maybe, I mean, Erik Karlsson, not for that kind of money, but you know what I'm saying? Kind of a player like that. Obviously, Karlsson doesn't have a Stanley Cup yet. We don't have $11 million in cap space, so we can't take that. But that's the kind of player I'm looking for. I'm looking for an aging player who doesn't have a Stanley Cup, and they're, you know, 35, 36 years old. They're looking for that one last kick at the can. If there's anyone you can think of, I'm going to quickly go through the NHL. If there's anyone you can think of, let me know. And in the next video, if we don't make a trade in this video, I will go ahead and have a look at it. But John Carlson obviously has his Stanley Cup. And then the cap is another big thing that we're going to have to worry about. So there's lots to think about here. I don't know if we're going to make the trade today or in the next video, but it's something that I think we should eventually do. Or if you guys just want to see me hang on to these 2 goalies, our goaltenders are making, you know, $8.5 million. That's not super ideal, but regardless. All right, enough of me blabbling here. Let's go up against the Dallas Stars, who don't have a goalie. This would be a great chance for us to rack up some goals here, pad the stats a little bit. 76 overall, Ben Bishop. Let's go, period number 1, and it's 3-1. Okay, we started Tucker Tynan and Co. There you go. He scores on the 4th line. Crosby, Modano, and Brendan Saad. Okay, 3 goals on 11 shots. Tucker Tynan, what's going on? Period number 2. Oh, there you go. Conrad with a natural hat trick in the 2nd period. Nasty Nas gets it started on the power play, and we have a 4-goal 2nd period. That's that goaltending I was talking about. That's exactly what that was. Thank you very much, Conrad. Thanks for the hat trick, much appreciated. Do I see 4 in your future? Maybe 4 goals just for fun. 36 shots, power play for them. We should have this in the bag, closing in on 40 shots on Ben Bishop or whoever the hell they have in net. It's not gonna matter. Oh wait, Vince Modano gets 1. We have a massive 2nd period, and that's all it took. 4 goals in the 2nd. Conrad with 4 points, things you absolutely love to see. Single-handedly won that hockey game for us. There was one thing I forgot to do in the last video, and that was see where Tom Wilson went. Someone actually hit me up on Snapchat and said, hey, you got to look at where Tom Wilson went. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Again, if he signed with Montreal, I'll be upset. I actually really wanted to hang on to Tom Wilson, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. So where did he go? Tom Wilson went to Toronto. Okay, so if we have any games up against the Maple Leafs, we'll definitely have to slow sim that. But Tom Wilson is a Toronto Maple Leaf. We actually have a game against the Leafs here in a little over a week on the 29th, but we are still undefeated in regular time here. here. We have that one overtime loss, 6-0-1, things you love to see, up against Tom Wilson and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's go. We're in the ACC. I know it's not called the ACC, but it'll still be the ACC to me forever. Period number 1, and it's 2-0. Anders Lee and Jake McCabe on Tucker Tynan. All right. Period number 2, we're going to have another insane second period. Oh, I don't think so. Sammy Blais and Kasperi Kapanen, the former Quebec Nordique, the Quebec-born kid. All right, Nick Suzuki gets 1 on Gustafsson. No, not that Gustafsson. They traded for the Ottawa goalie, Gustafsson, not Jonas Gustafsson, the former Maple Leafs goalie. But unfortunately, I think the Leafs are going to hand us our first loss of the regular season. Oh, man. The xTech jinx is definitely a thing. That's my fault. I'll take that one. I am hoping that we get some trade offers here. Maybe it'll make it a bit easier for me to trade one of those goaltenders, because right now I really don't know what to do. We're a really good team. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I strongly believe that. And I don't know. I just don't want to screw something up. Nathan Tucker is very happy you kept your promise. What are you happy about? Oh, the 9-game trial for the Rhino. Based on my evaluation, we're going to keep him up in the big club. That's basically been my thought for the entire year. Excellent. There you go, Nathan Tucker. Things you love to see. Ever since we hired Mr. Tucker, things have been going really good for our franchise here, but 9-3-2, and we lose 6-5 against the Philadelphia Flyers. 9-3-4, we lost another game. That's 3 L's in a row, and then we get the extra shootout win, but 10-3-4 up against the Montreal Canadiens. We have dominated the Montreal Canadiens. The last time we lost to the Montreal Canadiens was November 22nd of 2022. Just to remind you, it's November of 2025. Almost 2 years to the date, the last time that the Montreal Canadiens handed us a loss. We have won 6 straight against the Habs. Let's see if we can make it 7 here. We have a record of 9-5. We've outscored them 49-42. They don't have a good goalie. Put the pedal to the metal. Carey Price is gone. Let's go. Period number 1. And it's 3-2. I thought I saw 2-1 there, but Matty Barzal and Lubomir Mahalik, the milkman, Domi and Tavares. Tavares goes from Toronto to Montreal, and then Cale Makar gets things started. So 3 goals on 14 shots. They only have 8 through the first 20. Let's win this period. I want to see a 5-2 going into the third, or 4-4. Okay. Hampus Lindholm scored from center ice right here. Oh my God. We're out shooting them, but they tie it up at 4 with 2 late goals. 29-18 are the shots. Come on, boys. Come on, Conrad. You know you love scoring against Montreal. You know you absolutely love to do it. Not Jesperi Kotkaniemi, who was once a member of the Colorado Avalanche for like 37 minutes, and then Conrad comes right back. There you go. But then Max Lafleur. Oh my God, this one's going back and forth, back and forth. Are we gonna get a late one here? We're closing in on 40 shots, down by 1. Matthew Barzal, come on, buddy. You can't let this happen. No. Oh my God, 7-5. For the first time in almost 2 years, we lose to the Montreal Canadiens. It wasn't for a lack of trying, though. We had 42 shots, but whoever their goalie is, like that 75 overall guy, he just had himself a night. You know what? We won our last 6 against the Habs. I guess we can afford to lose 1. That kind of sucks. Let's see if we can rebound here up against McDavid. When we don't, but we beat the Minnesota Wild 7-3, and look at the Islanders. Morgan Riley, Trevor Yager, they're 4-15. That is a giant yikes. Come on, boys. Let's go. We've been slumping a little bit lately. We've been losing a few games here and there. Let's really step it up here. Period number 1. And then after this month, I'm going to go ahead and have a look at some stats. But Lucas Yager, there you go. I think I said Trevor Yager last time. Lucas Yager. Trevor plays for Vegas, obviously. Period number 2. We're down by 1. Can we get back into the game? There you go. Brendan Coe. Things you love to see. The 4th liner scoring on Louis Domingue. That's right. They have Louis Domingue as their starting goalie. But Haas, oh my God, the former Edmonton Oiler, gets the 2-1 go-ahead goal. Come on, boys. These are teams you should be beating right now. Conrad ties it up. You you can always rely on a Conrad Stastny goal. Power play for us, and you don't capitalize. I love an Arthur Kaliev goal. Absolutely love a Kaliev goal. All right, overtime. Are we going to get into a shootout here? I'd love to get an overtime winner, and we're going to a shootout. Here we go, number 92, Jonathan Drouin comes in. Look at those jerseys, by the way. It's throwback night. We're using our alternates here, the purple alternates. Conrad comes in through the legs, almost squeaks through the 5-hole of Louis Domingue. Look at those jerseys. Oh my God. Josh Hosang comes in, and nope, the man in purple says, not today, Mr. Hosang. Here comes Matthew Barzal, the cover boy, leg kick, 1-2, and he goes shelf on his former team. There you go, stares right at him. Here comes Yager with the game on his stick, and he screws it up. Not today, baby. Huge W for the boys. That's a team you should be beating, and we do just that in the shootout. Conrad ties it up late, and Matthew Barzal with the winner against his old team. Take that, Long Island, and take that, Morgan Riley. You know what? No hard feelings to Morgan Riley. He got paid big time. He got the money he wanted. That's understandable. So there's only a few more games left in this month, and then I'm going to have a look at the stats. Now, the stats I'm looking at are going to be mostly the goaltenders, but I'll have a look at everything here, and we seem to not get it done in the extra frame. We lose a lot in the shootout and a lot in overtime. 13, 4, and 6, which is a weird record, but I mean, we are getting that extra pity point, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. But let's have a look at the stats here, and oh my goodness, Conrad Stastny, have yourself a year, almost a goal per game. He's got 20 and 23. Lucas Raymond right behind him with 31 points. There you go. He has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Milkman here, and then Matty Barzal. Look at Nasty Nas. He's got 20 and 23. Nick Suzuki with 19. That's awesome. He just continues to produce. Cale Makar, not bad at all. He's looking to have himself a career year. His career high in points is only 37. He's at 16 and 23. I'm going to say he probably eclipses his previous career high. Arthur Kaliev with only 5 goals, but Hampus Lindholm, Spike Helm, Nitamaki, he's already up to an 82 overall, so he's listed as a top 4, so we kind of got to play him as a top 4, so I'm going to have to change some things around here. Jake Virtanen, yes. Connor Lockhart, he's the rookie, he's got 2 goals, that's fine. Jeremy Poirier's, he's a plus 13, that's not terrible. Nikita Zadorov does not have a goal yet, but Askarov is 10-2 and 4, and Tucker Tynan is 2-3 and 2. So, I mean, the numbers don't lie, ladies and gentlemen. The numbers do not lie. And just to have a look around the league here, Bo Alfredson over a goal per game. How are you so damn good? Legwand right behind him, Agent C and Trevor Yager. That's quite the 1-2 punch there. Not bad at all. And Jesus. But there is your point scorers for the first 24 games of the regular season. But again, the numbers don't lie. I think Tucker Tynan is going to be on the way out. Even though he won us a Stanley Cup, I don't know. I don't really want to do it, but I think we kind of have to. So this kind of ruins our chemistry a little bit, but I'm going to put the Rhino with Nasty Nas, and then Cale Makar with Hampus Lindholm, and then Zadorov and Jeremy Poirier. That's how that's going to work out. We still have Suzuki and the Rolo Man scratched. I think I'm just going to send them down for right now, help out the AHL team. So I actually can't put Suzuki down to the AHL because it'll put him on waivers, and he's definitely going to get claimed. However, the Rolo Man can go down to the American Hockey League. We're going to have to make a decision on what we're going to have to do. We don't really need anything in return, so I'm basically just going to trade Tucker Tynan for prospects and picks. It does suck because Tucker Tynan obviously had that insane year last year, won us the Stanley Cup. He's a fan favorite. I just don't want to trade him, but I think we kind of have to. So I'm going to go ahead and for the next month, I'm going to turn on the trade block. I'm going to make the wants the exact same as our surplus. You know how it works. And if I don't get a trade by the end of the month for one of our goalies, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You guys kind of saw the 3 or 4 teams that really needed a tendy, so if anything catches your eye, I'll run past it one more time at the end of the video, but I think, having one goalie is kind of the way to go. But there is the other option, we could just roll with 2, but I don't really think that's super realistic. They both deserve to be starters, so Yeah, we're kind of in a tough position. It's kind of why I hate getting attached to players, because it makes it so hard to trade them, especially because I know how much you guys actually like Tucker Tynan. And I mean, obviously Askarov, he's definitely a fan favorite, but the run that Tucker Tynan went on, it's hard to forget. So both of them are on the trade block. We're going to have to get Ryan Suzuki in the lineup, so I see what you guys are saying. It does make sense to make a trade, and obviously getting more prospects will never hurt. So we got a busy month ahead of us here, quite a few games. I don't see any we should be slow simming, no real former players. Obviously we can have a look at Ottawa. Oh, actually wait, we got the New Jersey Devils, so yeah, we can definitely slow sim that one. But starting off with the Pittsburgh Penguins, they don't have Crosby anymore. That line of Tatar, Cahoon, and Crosby is no longer. Crosby's over there in Dallas, which is just weird to say, but let's go period number one. Who's getting the start? And it's 3-0, and Tucker Tynan allows 3 goals in the first. Not looking good for Mr. Tucker Tynan here. Period number 2. Can we bail him out? Okay, we do a little bit. Lucas Raymond, Connor Lockhart, and Hoivanen. There you go. We get some depth scoring, and then Lucas Raymond scores. But shout out to Brian Rust, because in real life, he's having an incredible year. I think this morning he scored his 21st. He's just on fire. A short-handed goal. All right, we have some life here. We definitely have the momentum. Can we tie it up? Can we get the victory for Tucker Tynan? Power play for Pittsburgh. Hopefully we kill it. It's a long one. Who took a major? Come on, boys. All you need is one. I know I rely on him a lot. Conrad, one more time for the boys. Come on. Alex Galchenyuk makes it 5-3, and I think this one is all but over. Unfortunately, we had a terrible first period, and we could never really recover. That sucks. So I'm interested here. Are we going to be getting trades? So we got one right away. Zadorov for Nikita Gusev. This might not be a terrible trade, but I don't really need Nikita Gusev. It's probably a good trade for us because Gusev is probably a better player than Zadorov. They're making about the same. We can get an additional third, but I don't want to mess up our defensive core right now, so I'm going to say no. Now that our trade block is maxed out, I'm wondering if we are going to be getting just a lot of trade offers for players and no goalies. The New York Islanders have fired their head coach, Brian Ladd. Yikes, things you hate to see. A second and a third and a prospect for Spike Helm. No thank you. Up against the Wings and the Boston Bruins, couple original 6 teams, and that's 3 in a row. Sorry, that's 5 in a row actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So like I said, we've gotten a few trades, but nothing from our goaltenders yet, which makes me believe I don't think we're going to get any, unless it's from that very select few teams that actually need a goalie. We are on a streak right now, 5-0, 3-1 up against Ottawa. It's going to be a big test, and a 5-2 win. Oh man, December, you're way too kind to us. Up against 2 powerhouses here, Mitch Marner and the New Jersey Devils versus Conrad and Barzell and the Quebec Nordiques, 22-5-6 and 29-5. They have 45 points in the Metro, and how many points do we have here? Let's wait till it goes over to our division. Eventually it will, I promise. We should be the next one. There you go. We have 50, so obviously we are the best team in the league right now. 50 points on the dot. I probably could have just did the math, but anyways, let's go. Period number 1 against Mitch Marner, and it's 2-0. Nick Suzuki and Quinn Wrights. Things you love to see. Period number 2. 4-0. Mahalik and Nasty Nod. That's a power play goal from the Milkman. We are on a streak right now. December has been very kind to us. Taylor Hall scores on Askarov, and surprise, surprise, we are ahead while Askarov is in the net. So maybe Askarov is the guy. Conrad scores, and then Mahalik gets another one, 6-1. Nikita Gusev, we could have had him. They had him on the trade block, and he scores on Askarov's. Russian scoring on a Russian, and that's how this one's going to end. 6-2, a dominating performance, and we keep the win streak alive. That is 10 games in a row, ladies and gentlemen, and we actually play on Boxing Day, which was kind of weird, right after Christmas. So we had 4 days off for Christmas, and then boom, right to the grind. But that is 10 in a row, up against Crosby and the Dallas Stars. Can we make it 11? We ended up beating them earlier in the year because we had a dominating second period. Let's see if we can dominate the whole game here. First period, and it's 2-2. All right, Asplund and Toffoli, Matty Barzell, and Lubomir Mahalik. He's been on fire lately. We got two offensively minded squads here going at it. This one could get messy. We have Tucker Tynan between the pipes, period number 2, 4-3. Okay, Conrad, and guess who? Mahalik once again. Tyler Seguin scores on the power play for them to make it close. Conrad, there you go. And then Mahalik with the hat trick. Oh my god, he is on fire right now. Mahalik is like low-key one of our best players. Yanni Gord scores on the power play, but Conrad, is that a hat trick for Conrad as well? Oh my god, 7-4. That is going to be 11 straight unless something crazy happens in the last 6 minutes here. John Merrill gets one, a 7-5 game, a goalie's worst nightmare. Oh my god, Brendan Coe gets the empty netter. There you go. Or there you co. That one never gets old. Oh, you know, Conrad with just 5 points. Oh, yeah, Barzal, 5 points as well. Mahalik, oh, you had a slow night. Only a hat trick. This team is ridiculous. All right, that's 11 in a row. Can we make it 12? This video could be a long one. You know what they say, you can't leave on a heater. We got Connor Lockhart here for two players I've never heard of. We got Payer, who is a big 6'3" centerman, 22 years old, former second rounder, probably not going to be much. And then Mateo McKenzie, again, probably not going to be much. What makes you think I would trade that for a former first rounder who's a pretty good NHLer? That's a really stupid trade. Winnipeg, no thank you. Looking for 12 straight against a bad team here in St. Louis. 13-22-1, but we know they have that firepower. Let's see if we can keep the win streak going. Period numero uno, and it's 2-2. All right, Holland Iserman and then Barzal and Helm. Period number 2. Oh my god, here we go. Hoivanen gets a goal, and then Conrad Stastny comes right ahead. But then, of course, they won't go away quiet. Kyrou scores, making it 4-3. Our win streak on the line. Conrad, how you doing? Oh my god, another hat trick. Back-to-back hat tricks for Conrad Stastny. You gotta think he's over a goal per game. Okay, Conrad, all right, you want to keep this winning streak alive? I see you. We get one more. Conrad gets his 4th of the night. This man is on fire. Get this guy a Team of the Week hut card. Barzal and Stastny. Oh my god. Name a better duo. Conrad and Stastny. I'll wait. Just real quick, let's have a look here. Oh my god. Lubomir Mahalik, not even Conrad or Matthew Barzal, the guys have been getting all the praise lately. Look at this guy, 57 points in 36 games. Are you kidding me? Thank you, New York. And then Conrad, not quite a goal per game, very damn close, but all three of these guys are over 50 points in 36 games. Is that allowed? That's ridiculous. Nick Suzuki's a point per game. Nasty Nas, 30. Arthur Kaliev, 27. We'll go in depth at the end of the video, but okay, Lubomir Mahalik, the Milkman, I see you. The thing is with the Milkman is he's not even on the first line. That's just insane. Checking in on the goalies here, and oh yeah, wow, Askarov's 18-2. Okay, good to know. And then Tucker Tynan is 7-3. So they've both really turned it around. I don't want to trade either of them, but yeah, we're just going to focus on the win streak right now because, boy, are we ever on a streak. Looking for 13 wins in a row against the Anaheim Ducks, a team that is a middle-of-the-road team. This could be an undefeated month in 2025. My birthday month. Happy birthday to me. This is the best birthday present I could ever ask for. Looking to go undefeated in the month of December. First period, 0-0. Period number 2. It's 1-1. All right, Cale Makar on the power play, and then Robbie Fabry. He's over there in Anaheim. Hopefully we can have a big third period here. Come on. I know, Conrad, you're tired, scoring almost a goal per game. And Tage Thompson, oh man. All right. Oh no, Kyle Correa. Is that the xTech jinx? I said we're going to go undefeated in the month of December. Lucas Raymond gets one. Wait a minute. We still have life. We still have life. 4 minutes left. If any team can come back and score a goal in a minute 55, it's us. Come on, pull the goalie. Someone. Oh my god, Hoivanen. No, Robitaille with 19 seconds left. No, are you kidding me? Are you joking me? We almost had an undefeated month. I knew we were going to score, but then with 19 seconds left, the big free agent acquisition, Tommy Robitaille ruins the fun. He couldn't have let us have that one. Come on. All right, 25, 6, and 6. That was a fun run. That was ridiculous. I mean, look at the Milkman. Holy, he is on fire right now. But 56 points for Quebec, 53 for the Hurricanes. So we are the best team in the league. Not too far behind. The Carolina Hurricanes have 3 points less. But let's have a look at what we should do. I'm a big fan of the whole thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, we have 2 starting goalies. But maybe they're happy being like this. Maybe Tucker Tynan doesn't mind taking a backseat role. He's getting paid like a starter, but maybe he doesn't mind it. I don't know. Askarov is having himself quite a campaign, 18-3. Yep, he is definitely the starter, that's for sure. But 5 players over a point per game, Nick Suzuki being one of them. I'm interested to see how the Rhino's doing in his rookie campaign. He is up to still 82 overall. He has 12 points. I'm thinking he's going to be one of the steadiest defensemen in the NHL come next year. He's going to get to 94 overall so damn fast. Hoivinen's got 7 goals. He's been doing awesome there on our bottom pairing. Same with Virtanen and Poirier still doesn't have a goal, either does Nikita Zadorov. Have a look at the entire league here. Let's see who's running the show. 61 for Bo Alfredson and Trevor Yager, but Lubomir Mahalik, he's right behind him. So is Conrad. Watch out. And who's leading in goals? It's Bo Alfredson. Actually, it's Conrad. They're both tied for number 1. So gonna have a nice run for the Rocket Richard here. Almost a goal per game for both of these guys. See if there's any crazy rookies out here. It doesn't look like there's really anyone to write home about. Maybe a rookie goalie could sneak in and win the Calder. Let's have a look here. Anyone? Not really. So it's probably going to go to that guy from Pittsburgh if he keeps it up. Still early on in the season, though. So best goalie, I assume Askarov's going to be up there. He is number 5, it looks like, 18-3. But just the numbers, man. 908, 260. Yeah, he is a beast. Yep. So the New York Islanders could really use a goalie. Should we help out New York once again? I mean, they were so nice to us for basically giving us Matthew Barzal. What could we work out here to give them Tucker Tynan? I know giving Tucker Tynan like the shittiest end of the stick. Literally the worst thing you could do is send a guy who's on top of the world right now, and we send him to the worst team in the league. You got to play in Long Island. I'm sorry, buddy. But I mean, his trade value isn't even that crazy, so it's not like we're going to get a ridiculous return either. But they only have 5 regulation wins on the year. God, they need some help. I mean, these guys are still a few years away. They're rolling with Louis Domingue right now, who's played 33 games and only won 4 of them. Yeah, they need some help. There is a distress signal in the air in Long Island. Who's going to help him out? We could get this guy, Hanu Ordio. He's a nice defenseman. He's technically NHL ready. They're actually playing him in the American Hockey League. Could go ahead and get him. How's this Jeffrey guy looking? Ron Jeffrey. That's like a porn star name. Ron Jeffrey, 20 years old, 9th overall offensive defenseman. He might not be bad. I mean, we could easily get one of these guys for Tucker Tynan. Or we could juice it up a little bit and see if we can get there first. Or maybe just, actually no way. Look at that first. No way we're going to even come close to that. So if we are going to trade them, I think it should be to Long Island. We could get one of these prospect defensemen and maybe something else. I mean, it's a really good story. If Tucker Tynan was like 80 overall and making like, $1 million, $2 million, I think about hanging on to him. But he's got a big boy contract. He should be playing like a big boy on a real team. He should be getting starting minutes. So I think, barring what I hear from your guys in the comments, barring what I see from your comments, I think we should be moving him in the next episode. I want to see your guys' opinions. I want to see what you guys think we should do. A few other teams that need a goalie, we looked at them earlier. Boston was one of them. Montreal, obviously. Now, we could trade him to Montreal. We could do it. They're 18, 19, and 2, so yes, they need a goalie. That would make for quite the rivalry every time we played them. We could do it. It's something we could do. And are their prospects any better? I mean, we can get another Vagetti. No way. What's this guy's name? This guy is Xander Vagetti. Oh, man. And the thing we're forgetting is we're gonna need a goalie back because we don't really have anything super crazy in the goaltending pipeline either. So we definitely need to get a backup. Lots to think about going into the next episode. Thank you for watching. We are looking to go on another Stanley Cup run this year, 25-6-6. The boys are buzzing.